one left.
Hi!
Cool, I'll be back. I just gotta get some coffee.
Coffee break! Hi, everyone.
Sup?
Oh, and welcome to Loaded Jokers. Oh man, yeah, this is gonna work. I love having new chairs, but this is too short.
Oh yeah.
Break it.
Your normal chair's right there.
Break it.
Here, I'll get it for you.
Thanks, man.
Telephone book.
We don't have those anymore, please.
They sold
Hey,
it.
you want me to sit on my computer?
Okay, but laptops are like this thin nowadays.
Alright, I'm gonna need everybody's laptop to sit on real quick.
There we go.
Are you gonna put that on top of the chair?
What, all your laptops? Yes. Ah. Oh. Mo better. Okay, let's see. Yeah, welcome anybody's out there. And Cass. And hey, Winter Fairy, what's up? Let's see, getting right into it. I know we're getting off to a late start. When last we left our adventurers.
Oh no, you don't want me to do this.
Ah, man. Let's see.
I barely remember what happened yesterday.
That I
Okay.
believe.
Would you care to do the recap?
I
Ember?
daydreamed a lot about fire.
Accurate.
That's probably true.
Alright, let's see.
I don't even really remember that much, honestly.
I'm a bad student. I didn't do my homework.
We fought the last of the.
Mohicans?
Let's see.
Wrong movie.
Oh,
Because
damn
we had to pause in mid battle. There was actually, you had dealt with the last of before last session. We had dealt with the last of the animated food, the calzone golems and endless breadsticks, and the pastamancer himself, all disposed of. But there was one thing left, the rumbling from the ground as the burst forth in the area from where the sausage and spices had been thrown into a void water well. What appeared to be magically animated sausage links that burst forth and began ramming about and stomping, charging headlong. Armaeus and Ivan teamed up to sort of tackle it rodeo style as they plunged down from the top of the tower onto the back of this hideous sausage beast.
Ride the sausage.
It was,
Mischievous making.
I believe, Vestamon had
Oh, dude. It's a-
lashing out with a ray of frost and a very stealthy eye taking shots from undercover, her arrow finding its mark true time after time. Finally, the beast was slain. Let's see. Then spent a good deal of time sorting out the rest of it, careful negotiations and soothing of feelings. You were actually able to bring the Hermisael family back together, so close to being fragmented by their by fragment, their half brother, half uncle, the illegitimate son there had kept in the family fold, and for quite some time had been harboring huge resentment towards the rest of the Hermisael family, and sought to destroy the family and take over the family's business as the leaders of the spice trade in this part of the world, and probably most of the world. You deliberated and debated endlessly about what to do next, what the best course of action would be, and you had 2 wagons that were given to you. You were outfitted. Caldeon Hermisael was very grateful to have his family all brought back together as one. I believe that is pretty much where we left it. Is there anything that I'm leaving out?
He gave us.
Salty
we-
and I
we
met
went-
up with.
We went into business with him.
That's right. You decided that you were going to. Yes, you had through your previous endeavors, from back on the island of Chult, the shipping and smuggling company that you had taken over and straightened out and are still operating with the help of Raimi. You were trying to legitimize that business of Malar's expeditions and Malar shipping, and you decided to go into business and set yourself up shipping spices for the Ermisael family. So you got in touch with Raimi and had him ordered him to take some of the profits that you had already amassed through the shipping company, and ordered him to have 12 new boats built. So pretty much coming up on owning a fleet yourselves. Okay. What else there? What else it would?
Salty and I met with Tam. She found one of her fellow
That's
pirates.
right. Yes, and, yes, Salty Eye was down working the docks and met one of the older guys from her pirates crew days from some years ago. A surprisingly touching reunion. He did offer the aid of himself and his band should you ever find yourself in trouble on wayward waters. So I think that's about everything.
And then Lily drew a tattoo. on his back.
Oh yes, thank God you guys are remembering this stuff, and that's right. During your stay overnight at the Ermisael estate, a ritual that Ember had been preparing for weeks and weeks and weeks. She had been taking, actually months now, she's been taking gold coin with a mortar and pestle and grinding those coins up into basically a gold dust and going out and shopping for components that Lily said she needed to complete a ritual, a blood ritual performed overnight in one of the bedrooms, and a newly carved earthen and golden flaming bird now tattooed on Ember's back.
With the caveat that,
Move that way a little
she
bit.
Will I move this way?
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
with the caveat that she cannot cast any spells or do anything extremely physical in the
Yes.
next day.
Yes, it was. The ritual was extremely exhausting for Lily.
She couldn't do any of that to begin with.
It's between two consenting
Good,
adults.
you've had your breakfast. You've had your breakfast. You've made your deals. You've set yourself up in business as a shipping company. Your new wounds on your back, freshly dressed.
And I'd like to ask Senor E. Marcel, since we're going to Giselle, load the wagons full of spices and we can deliver them to your customers. And plus, we can take some samples to hand out to other people that might want to do business with you. Give us some of your business flyers that we can pass out to these people. And we'll be happy to hand those out in town. It will help us in our cover for what we're trying to do also.
Well, if you would like to, we have a delivery wagon that's heading towards Suzale today. If you would like, you can accompany that wagon as escort. The roads are dangerous these days. The threat of violence and the coming war. Well, you have already proven yourselves a valuable asset. I see why you couldn't accompany a wagon that's already going. Is that a suitable arrangement?
Oh, of course it is, but we could also put a few more spices on our wagon to maybe hand out to some people, some of the businesses there, to help further your trade in Suzelle, if you wish.
So you're proposing to become door-to-door salesman?
Not exactly, but I feel that we do frequent many establishments in this
Don't
city.
you think that your talents would be better suited elsewhere?
Okay.
I
well,
mean, if you would like, I'll throw a couple of bags. I'll throw together a few canvases and a few crates of miscellaneous wares.
What Vestamon's asking is, do you have an export in Suzelle?
Well, yes, I have a wagon going today.
Well, if you want to ship out some extra, we could do that. That's what we're saying. We're not trying to do this door to door.
But we're saying, as we go along the way, if we could hand out some of these spices to some of the people that would be interested, it would help further your business.
Here's the thing. Handing out spices and that sort of thing, that's usually left up to the shopkeepers and that sort of thing. I don't normally deal in, samples. I sell to the people who sell.
Bless you!
When we're talking about a spice trade, I'm talking about I will move a ship full of spices.
We're not simply proposing going door to door. We're proposing going to the wealthier families that buy in bulk. We plan on going to Suzelle already, and we would like to further invest our business with specific people that we can.
Who is the person the person with your wagon, the delivery person? Are they experienced at moving your spices, or are they just a delivery person?
They're experienced at driving wagons.
Okay, all right. Well, all right.
Good dragon.
That's good.
Wagon.
It was just a thought.
Wagon
We'll
drivers,
accompany
wagon
them, because you're right. We have a mission in Suzelle, and we're not going door to door. It was just a thought to help further, since we're in business with you now, and we are. Even though we're adventurers.
I admire your drive and your determination, but if you're going to make a real profit in this trade, you're gonna have to think bigger, Vestamont. What maybe, instead of handing out samples, maybe you could set up a meeting with some of the merchant families. I mean, there are some incredibly wealthy merchant families, and the merchants' guilds in Suzelle.
But then you would have to be the one to come, and you or Leonardo or Raphael or one of your family members have to be the one to come and talk to them, talk business with them. We could try to help set it up, but
then yes, by all means, yes, you have a warrant to speak on my behalf. Then,
thank you, sir.
May we get a seal, or perhaps something in writing, so people do not just confuse us with the riffraff?
The business agreements we drew up earlier this morning.
Yeah,
they should serve. They should serve your needs. If anyone questions you, have their mages get in touch with Leonardo. They should know how to.
Very good, sir. We'll do that.
I never thought about going door to door. That is genius.
No, Salty.
I'm not talking about spices, Vestamont.
I know, but I'm telling you, where we're going, the part of town we're going to, the part of town we're going to, you have to keep your clothes on. There's a district you can go to if you want to take your clothes off, and gentlemen will
But
pay a
it's
lot of
door
money
to
to see you
door.
without your clothes.
There's endless possibilities, Vestimon.
I'm liking your idea, especially for stabbing me.
So after
No.
Door-to-door murder.
Stabbing me.
Oh.
Well, I want to
no.
save you from wait.
It's never
I want to save you to lure these evil
Is there a
people.
D20 over there like this? The red running ones?
Is that the one I threw at you, Killian?
There's some-
Huh?
Oh, I had this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Zach, after he mentions
Wow. I am not helping.
I'm not at the docks anymore.
Oh, now I'm assuming that you've made your way back.
So Zach, after he mentions that they know how to get in touch with Leonardo, do I have a thing in my mind thinking about the crystal ball that I may or may not have filched from Leonardo?
Do you have a what now?
Do I have an inkling that he's talking about the crystal ball that someone or something may have taken from Leonardo's possession? Can I roll for that? Can I?
What would that be?
Remembering check.
Yeah.
I don't know, like intuition.
Actually, let's go and do insight. Just roll, make an
Insight.
insight check.
So,
So insight, that would be 19.
19?
Yeah. Is it the crystal ball?
Most people, if they're going to send messages, more powerful people are going to send messages over long distance. They're probably just use sending like anyone else.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stole some.
Good idea, though.
This is not out loud. I stole some of Leonardo's stuff. I don't know why.
And as she says that, Salty Eye pulls out a scroll from her boob and readjusts it.
And I may have shoved a little something as a tip.
Damn,
Where
what
did
the hell?
everyone go?
What
I don't know. Anyways, I guess we'll go ahead on the road.
Scroll almost coming out.
Signore Martial, May, are you still with us there, sir?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
May, I have a steed to ride, so I won't have to ride on the wagon, and that way I'll be a little higher up and be able to keep watch better. And your man, when he brings your wagon back, can bring the horse back also.
Well, I don't see why not.
Thank you, sir.
So you're just going to borrow?
Yes,
What's
just
my?
borrow one of your steeds. When I get there, tie him to the back of your wagon, and your man can bring you back.
Very good. Okay. It shall be.
Using it for
Scott
horse
hosted
meat.
with
We don't put it on
4
return.
people
It's
from Cali. Thank you, Cali.
Callie?
Kelly.
Kelly. What's up,
Kelly.
Kelly? Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Okay, so again, you have horses, you have wagons, you have someone to escort if you like. Is there anything else that you would like to do before you hit the road?
Yeah, there was something I wanted to do, but I forgot what it was. So you're not going to give Leonardo back his crystal ball? So
You don't know anything about that.
No, we're
I haven't told anyone about that.
I just somehow got a scroll because I was napping. She could have been there. I know nothing.
You mean
I'm just a
now we're
dumb
friends.
idiot.
No, you were just drunk.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, is there any ale or wine that I can take with me on the road? I hate traveling on a wagon sober.
Is it the land sickness that you suffer from?
Yes.
I think it's the alcohol sickness.
Alcohol helps with land sickness. Gives you the woos, the rocks, they say. The spins,
Well, this
the regrets.
does appear that this
Child pain.
business partnership is ending up costing me a little bit more than I had originally anticipated.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Don't worry about the ale. Here, and I hand Salty Eye the clear bottle of whiskey, that clear bottle. So
Oh, you've still got that clear whiskey?
it never left. Yeah.
Thank you. I chug it.
Oh, no. Okay. Alright, you do.
I don't know what
I
it
was
is.
saving that for a special occasion, but I don't want to ruin a welcome.
You hand it to me, it's gonna go.
Make a con save.
Okay.
And she throws it up on the family
That
heirloom
is
rug.
a 17.
So there's like as it hits the back of your throat and begins going down, it's like your throat kind of closes for a second. You can feel your stomach roiling as it tastes like you just drank straight lamp oil. It's just like, and it's like starts to for a second, but you're able to finish swallowing it back down as it's trying to come up, but you can feel the fumes coming out your nose. This is like completely unproofed alcohol. It's like, and it's not aged. It's not.
This shit was cracked open this morning.
It's somewhat aged. He's had it for a while.
No, it hasn't been mellowed inside of casks.
Yeah,
It's
this has been in a bottle.
it went straight.
Are you impressed? I'm impressed.
So far,
I think I
everybody.
want to
So
throw
far,
up.
everybody else who's drank it like that has immediately vomited it up. So
I chug it and I'm like, whew. I think I just grew some chest hair. I'm gonna hand you the empty bottle back.
Oh, look, a vial.
oh, the whole.
Is that a lot?
That's,
How big is the? How big is
I mean,
the
the bottle. I mean,
That's your luck
It's a
now.
bottle. It's a yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a.
Okay, now.
huge
Okay,
swig.
hold on a second. Now you're gonna have to. Okay, now make that. You're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to make another con save
Okay.
with disadvantage
All
at a
right.
high. If you're trying to chug down that whole bottle,
I had a nat 20, but that's a 9
9.
with disadvantage.
Okay, it comes back up along with the breakfast that you've
cool.
had.
I'm gonna
man.
grab the bottle before she starts throwing up in the bottle.
Okay.
I'm gonna start patting her back and like pulling her hair out of the way. It's okay, let it all
Put a
out.
cork back on that. Be like, cool. Now I've half
I'm
a
just
bottle.
over there, like, turn my head and start sort of laughing to myself.
So now do I have like a half a bottle of it?
Huh?
Do I now
Oh,
have
I
like half a
She
bottle?
said she drank the whole
I
thing.
hope
Oh.
yeah, no one
That's
told me
what-
how big the
Okay,
bottle
fine.
was.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's not like a bottle of beer. It's like it's a tall glass bottle of
Kind of like the
straight.
size of that Jack Daniels bottle that was out there
Yeah.
just a second ago.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
Neato.
I thought
Pat, pat, pat. Healing word. You're okay. You'll be fine.
She didn't lose any hit points, but she's yeah. You're. Let's see.
Is it still gonna
Sick.
fuck me up?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you're
Absolutely.
still gonna. Yeah, you're gonna be making. You're gonna be making for the next like 2 hours. You're gonna be making any checks with disadvantage because this shit fucks you up.
Fuck yeah.
Challenge accepted.
That's what I'm doing right now.
No, ever done.
Getting crunk.
Misty Eyes fucking just. She was begging liquor and she got a little bit more than she.
Bargained.
Yeah.
You gotta warn me before you hand me a bottle, Miss Dios.
No,
I mean, you have to warn me.
I'm not warning you about shit.
What happens if we just cover
I
a
thought
bottle
that-
of water?
I thought that necromancer that was with us was bad, but this one takes the cake.
Which one?
That
Phil,
that eye patch there. Eye patch.
Ah,
She takes the cake.
Okay. So.
Where's the eye?
Oh my god.
nice.
Oh no.
I told you, you broke the cherry. The table's now a slut.
Oh no. Bottle down. Bottle down.
Thanks, dude.
gonna spill.
What'd you do? You spilled your coffee on yourself?
He's wet.
You
Yeah.
want another?
Just,
No, I have to drive.
Alright.
just call me Dick Damp.
Oh yeah. It's Dick Damper here. You know, the
You
nice
like ice?
version of Critical Role.
All right. So, you guys, what are you doing? What would you like to do now?
Well, I
Is
think we
you
should load the wagons and head out towards Suzelle.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Oh, how many kind of roads are there?
What?
How many roads are there?
I would say at least 2. There's at
Are
least
there
2.
different routes?
It's a honeymoon.
I think Vestamon might know the way.
You know what?
After all, he's
The roads are clearly marked. There is actually you have a guide now. I mean, they somebody who regularly makes the trip to Zuzale is in the wagons in front of you. There is
When I look to the sky, do I see if there's a storm coming or any storms brewing off in the distance in the
How would
direction
you
we're
be
going
able to tell?
to?
You're so drunk.
I can look into the sky.
I know, but you only got one eye and it's all blurred.
No, it's not. I can see perfectly fine.
Well, you're gonna make a disadvantage roll.
I know.
Yeah. What if a bird poops in your eye? Then you're really up shit's creek.
I have a bird in one eye.
Bird in the hole.
okay. You know that Suzale is just a little bit to the north, and then west about a day and a half's travel. And as you look to the west, the sun appears to be quite. It's not quite like bright summery day. That there are some darker clouds off in the distance, but it's not. It doesn't look like it'll impede your travels for the day.
Okay.
Okay, this is not cool. I need to get a cup that just can't be flipped over. I need to like glue something to the bottom of a glass.
Like a
So-
coaster?
Yeah, like have a permacoaster made into one of my cups because this is awfully uncomfortable.
And we just got started.
Yeah,
Would you like to change your clothes real quick?
nah, I'm good. I'll dry out.
We don't have
But then
smell of it
you're
yet.
gonna be all moldy.
Okay, well, I mean, are you... excuse me.
I've gotten my gear together. I'm ready to head out when you guys are.
I'm ready.
I just kind of... I'm gonna go crawl in the back of the wagon and just lay down.
I'm gonna head towards the wagon and flinching a little bit
And what
as
now?
Lily helps me to the wagon.
As she's kind of helping you to the wagon, she stumbles a couple of times herself.
Oh, that sounds like her, yes.
So,
It's endearing.
as she's helping you along, you find that you're actually having to help her a little bit too. She's you turn and look in her face, and her face is looking a bit drawn. She's got kind of dark circles under her eyes, beads of sweat coming out from the edges of her hair.
Could I make like a check to see if maybe like a potion would try to help her? Because I have an extra healing potion I can give her.
And I'd like to walk over and say, do you need some help getting to the wagon?
I think I'm not unable to help Lily as much as I would like. If you could make sure she doesn't fall off the
Oh,
wagon.
yes, here, I'll
I'd
take her on
appreciate
her.
that.
Kind of steady her.
I'll help her up.
Okay, so I'll help Lily into the back of the wagon. Make a quick perception check, both of you.
17.
Not a 17. 14.
That's enough. Like you both notice as you go to help her up, it's you both an elbow and start lifting her up, and she's she's much lighter than she would appear to be. Yeah.
Can you feel this too? Like how light she is? Like,
Let's
why, Lily? Why are you so weightless?
I'm drained. It was a rather exhausting evening last night.
I mean, with all due respect, drained doesn't exactly say why you're physically lighter than you appear to be.
Here, my dear, lay on these blankets here.
Forgive
and
my
rest
curiosity.
yourself.
You're just both so strong. I just need to lie down
Yes, here.
while we travel.
Well, I am.
Ember.
But he's not.
I let her rest on my shoulder as we
Yeah,
hold
make
each
sure
other.
make sure she's comfortable that she can be. Yeah.
What'd you guys get into last night? Why is she so drained?
What do you think?
They probably fucked.
You know, what was I thinking?
Yeah, Armaeus, leave them be.
So,
I think Ember has it under control.
Salty Eye's just laying there, just. They're probably fucked.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to the front of the cart and grab the reins and just start following the cart going to Suzail.
You've
Cool.
had enough of our
Let's
shit.
go.
It's just going and going. You're just like, all right, can we go now?
Okay. So you're now on your way as the wagons depart over heading up the north road. You pass by the cellars and crypts, and see the sheriff one more time as looks like he's wrapping up and putting new guards in place. And he waves to you one more time as you take the north road. The hillsides off to the north, the large deciduous trees with their broad leaves, thick oaks mixed in with a few small pines. Vestamond shares with you some of the facts about Suzail and Cormier. He shares with you some of the things that he does know.
Just barbecue sauce.
It's actually just, I wish it were something as sexy as that.
Oh.
It's just chicken
Can
grease.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Can I, Rick,
tasty.
on the way as we're getting ready, can I get my familiar into a bird?
You would like to cast Find Familiar?
Yeah.
Flying on the road?
Yes, and as a bird, so he can fly ahead of us, and I can kind of scout ahead.
Okay, if you guys want to do that, if you guys want to talk about that, I need to go hit Control P one more time because something that I really needed. Yes.
Would I know a lot of this information about Suzail because that's where the guild is located?
You would there's not as you wouldn't have as because Vestamond spent so much time there. There is some stuff that you would know about the castle itself. That as we come to those things, we'll let you know.
Okay.
I need your Instagram post for me.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Do you want to read my copy?
Yeah.
Fucking
I'll go next.
Salty Eye chugged the 100% grain.
Oh, I've been listening on the car. Like,
Yeah.
I've been listening on the car on the way here. I'm
Yeah.
pretty well caught up.
No.
There was one thing I wanted to do before we
It's
left.
legitimate.
That's fine.
Well, we're already gone, buddy.
That's fine. I don't care.
I mean, you should have.
Yes, snooze, you lose.
I was teaching people not to shoot themselves, okay?
I mean,
I had an important job
I did.
Look at it.
It's my calling. I'm good at it.
until they do
is
suicide.
really
You
cool.
had one job.
You had one job.
Salty Eye's already drunk.
And you're
Laying in the
surprised
back
by
of the-
this?
Well,
Laying in
no.
the
So
back
I
of
had
it.
so I had a clear. So I still had like some of that clear liquor from.
I was listening. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I'm
jacked
fucked.
the whole thing and chugged it, so you're
Oh, you were
fucked.
listening to it in the car?
Yeah.
I
No,
am,
like
but-
I challenged an NPC to a drinking contest with that shit.
Oh,
And it
that was
yeah,
funny.
it was bad.
Well, I threw up.
Ting's got ugly.
Yes you did.
Okay,
Every like 10 to 20 minutes, I'm just gonna casually like poke Salty Eye's stomach really hard to like make her feel a little bit more nauseous than normal.
That's rude. I'm going to hit him with the blunt side of my rapier on top of that.
I'm going to kill her.
Fucking hold her head over the side of the cart and just BANG!
Yes.
Yeah, can you like throw in the bushes if you do so?
Vestamon, we're not killing anybody innocent. I'm sorry.
She's not innocent.
While we're in the cart, Salty Eye is going to just start drunkenly sing some pirate songs she used to sing aboard the river ship.
Outstanding.
Yo hoy, pirates fucking eye for me.
That's where these bards are getting worse.
First
This is a bard.
first we have one that doesn't even fucking sing.
Can someone put a sack of grain over her face? Just for...
She'll pass out soon enough, Esteban. You know how this works.
Okay,
Fuck
so-
you, Ivan.
Yes, it's okay.
Say, as I'm riding along, can I ride upside the wagon and cast sleep on her?
Sure.
See, this is the kind of wizarding stuff I like.
So,
Using it against the party.
Yes.
am I correct in assuming that we're following this other
Cart.
convoy?
I can't be put
Yes.
to sleep.
Yeah, she's a half elf. She can put to sleep.
I can't be put to sleep. Sorry, Al.
Well, okay, then can I put a sack over her head and pull it tight?
I can still sing with a sack over my head.
Not if you got a corn cob in your mouth.
Why do I feel like we need to get a pillowcase and put it over her head just for effect?
Vestamon, you have quite an interesting way of wooing women. If you wanted to have words with her, all you have to do is ask.
The
Don't
best
have to
time
go
to
tying
ask
them
is
up.
when I'm drunk, Esteban.
I'm gonna
That's scary.
just kind of perch up over,
That's
this,
actually
over the
terrifying.
side of the wagon facing forward, and I want
That's
to try to look
very
ahead. Any
I got my bird.
potential man-made elements that look like they could be used for an ambush. I'm looking for any security risk.
Well,
that
I've got
I
my
might be
bird
able to
looking.
get for.
I sent my bird out to look.
I know, but I'm looking within proximity of us.
As you do the first leg of this journey, who's gonna who's gonna be on watch?
I'll take that.
I
I
will.
was gonna say I'm already riding. I'm already.
No, you need to sleep.
I'm already coaching the horses.
Well, I'm on my steed and I'm closing my eyes and looking through my bird to see what's up.
Okay.
Mace is gonna take a nap.
Salty Eye passes out.
I will take watch.
I take my clothes off.
If I hear another loud thud back there, I swear to God.
It's my hangman's post.
Okay. Hold on a second. So you're riding a horse with your eyes closed.
Yeah, he knows where he's going. He's following the
Are
wagon.
you okay?
Is this a retarded horse? They tend to keep on a trail.
We're on the trail and he's following the wagon, and I'm not keeping them close the
They
whole
gave you a
time.
retarded horse.
I'm just looking.
Those rascals.
No, he's one of their stable horses, so he knows he's been on these trails, so he knows to clop along. We're not galloping, we're just
Damn,
moseying down the
You
road.
could also stop and go, ooh, a blackberry bush.
Armanis, did you see that bush? That was a nice bush.
That was a nice bush.
I'm just looking around.
That was a nice bush. You see that?
See this horse's ass?
It was
Look at
huge.
his ass.
And then let me know after they see what they see.
I gotta pull up the random tables for it.
What's what?
Pull random tables for a horse.
Horse.
For horse behaviors, if they're not being guided,
That's true.
there's a random table for. I'm telling you, I've got a random table for everything.
That's actually awesome.
So let's
Well,
see.
let's hope it's good.
Okay, so I need you. Go ahead and make your perception checks as you're making your way along.
19.
19 as well.
You dropped your 5.
There was a 13.
Okay, so as you're making your way along,
First of all,
the road goes north. You hit a crossroad that is taking you east or west across the coastline. Vestamon is sharing with you all the things that he knows about. He's shared with you the things that he knows about the kingdom of Cormyr and its capital city, Suzail. As you're now familiar with with Suzale's crest and its purple and gold dragons. He's told you about the Imperial Navy and about Cormier's military's uniforms. As you look, the coast of the Dragonmere to your left, that's going to be to the south as you travel west. You do spot out at sea ships that are flying flags that do not look as if they would be part of the kingdom of Cormier. But the roads themselves that you're on here seem to be fairly clear so far for the first leg of this journey.
The ships. Is it just the crest that they're on the sails, or is it the colors, or the ship itself that makes it different from what would be in Cormier?
They're not. It doesn't have the banner of Cormier on them.
Okay, it's the banner.
Yeah, the banners that are flying behind the sails.
Okay, but being as this is a port city also, wouldn't ships be coming into the port? And wouldn't our Grand Navy in Suzelle be able to intercept any dangerous ships?
With what you know of the Imperial Navy, yeah, it seems like that. Yes, they would.
Okay, so it's some random ships out at sea.
And as you're riding along, and you're looking through the eyes of what familiar did you summon? Vestamon, what familiar did you summon?
A bird.
What kind of bird?
Like a seabird, like a falcon or something.
It makes a difference. It does make a difference. I mean, just like a bird. I mean, if it's a sparrow, it's one thing. If it's a sea, I mean, they have different.
Yeah,
They have different. They have like for their perception checks, they're different modifiers. So. What type
okay.
of
So
bird?
it's a big ass bird.
Like an
What,
eagle?
fucking pelican? What?
No, not a pelican. I mean,
Big
An
seabird. That's a
albatross?
pelican.
and
Like a
fucker,
falcon?
he's
Like an owl?
he's like a big urn or something, like a big, sea eagle.
I've
Seagull?
seen an albatross
Eagle.
try to land.
A
They're
sea
really
eagle.
crazy.
I just pictured like a fucking huge pigeon.
Is
No,
his
it's
name
bigger than
Steven?
a pigeon.
Steven Seagull?
You're bad.
Get out of here.
He's like, a big bird. He's yellow and he's big and
Oh my god.
Does he hang out with a big purple dude?
sometimes.
And like
Does he
like
talk like that?
an
Does he-
elephant high on meth? Hi, bird.
Does he also talk to trash cans and people inside of them?
Bitch, I live in a fucking
Stop
trash
talking to
can.
me.
He's like a,
You're in a trash can?
what do you call him?
It's my
An eagle.
Oh my god.
Like an urn is a sea eagle, right?
We'll just say a Seahawk. Okay.
A sea eagle.
Okay.
A seabird.
Okay.
A bird. He's not a sea. He's not to fly at sea.
Are you saying that?
He's just seeing what he can see.
He's a predatory
Are you saying
bird
the
that
bird is
flies
the
along
word?
the ocean.
What?
Are you saying bird is the word?
I'm telling you, he's a nice big bird. He's like a pterodactyl. I don't know.
Oh, you do not want to say pterodactyl.
No, he's like a big,
Plus, it's pronounced patera.
name some kind of bird.
I just did a Seahawk.
Yeah, Seahawk. That's what I was saying. Not an
Either
eagle, a
of is
hawk.
correct.
Yeah, Seahawk. Seahawk. I thought that was an airplane. Okay, he's a Seahawk.
Okay.
It turns out your bird is blind.
Make a perception check.
Me?
Yes, you were looking further. You're looking up. You said you were riding along on your horse with your eyes closed.
18.
18? Okay, you see off in the distance about a half a mile from where you are, it looks as though there's another group of wagons and some heavily armed men coming up over the rise. They're coming up. They're making their way up around a bend, and suddenly you fucking hit a tree branch, bam, and you get knocked flat on your ass off the back of your horse as he walks under a tree that you did not see coming because.
And I get up and say, beware, there's a
Tree branch here.
Horses and riders coming, wagons and riders and horses. Everybody be on alert.
What did they look like? What colors did they wear?
Well, if I hadn't hit the tree branch, I could have told you, but it happened so fast. I saw them. But I'm just, wait, I'm on the ground. Let me close my eyes and let my birds go see.
Best of all, get in the fucking wagon and then do it.
No.
I'm gonna reach my arm out to help him.
No, I'm
No.
No.
Okay.
All right, can I see what they are? I got
When
my
I see his eyes glass over like that,
flying
I'm gonna
over them.
scoop him up and put him
I'll
in the
help him.
wagon.
I'm gonna help him.
Yeah, I don't need help. I'm not an invalid, you bastards. Come on.
Stop fighting and shut up.
Oh, you're gonna put me in a wagon with this thing?
We're all stuck in the wagon with
what
this
she
thing.
throws up on my nice road?
That road's not nice. When's the last time we bathed?
Missy's gonna pull out a pipe
On
and
a cruise ship months ago.
Yeah, it's been months. Very recent.
Well, I
No.
guess- Hey,
You were
I
a
brushed it
castle
off.
and a castle.
I've been in Mistios bathed.
Mhm.
A little more recent than
And
that.
I watched.
That part was kind of nice.
Okay, I'm
That is
I'm on the ground in the wagon. I'm looking with my
On the
bird.
ground in the
With my
wagon.
bird to see what it is, what kind of colors are, what kind of stuff.
So
What
as
the-
Ivan and Armaeus are so help scoop you up and put you into the wagons where you trying to keep you safe. He's like, no, God, I'm not a goddamn invalid. Then he kicks and he stands there in the middle of the road, closes his eyes.
What do I,
Someone throw a tree branch at
what do I see? What does my bird see?
We don't burn that view of this one.
You see off in the distance again, now about a quarter mile away, as your bird circles overhead, about 100 feet up from where you are. But you see a wagon, several brightly colored banners hanging from tapestries that are blowing in the wind from the side and in the windows, and another uncovered wagon behind that has 3 or 4 men back behind, and there are several people that are walking beside, and a couple of people that are on horses in brightly colored clothes that appear to be a couple playing music instruments, and a couple others that look to be, as they're walking there, they're working with their weapons, like oiling swords.
I think it's some sword swallowing circus people.
Swallow what?
You know, they're brightly colored and they're playing instruments, but
Go to
they're
sleep.
stroking their swords or something. They're stroking something in the wagon. I saw them doing this with rags.
All right,
Sounds
Salty,
like,
you're up.
Sounds like we should.
I'm gonna
be.
slowly get up. What?
Just sit. Just
Okay,
Just
just
deal
be on the alert because they do have weapons, but they are brightly colored and they're playing instruments. So
Actually,
So
I'm
this should
gonna,
be easy to spot.
I'm gonna take this time to.
Want me to
like,
go ahead and woo them with my
no.
dashing good looks?
Just please, just sit. Here's
Alright,
some
go ahead.
Here's some water and some bread.
I don't want that bullshit.
Fine, more for
I
me.
think when we have a chance, we should talk to her.
I'll take the time now to like look at this crystal ball that I have. Do I have any like arcane feeling that it could help see what's going on up ahead? Perhaps.
You want to see if the crystal ball will help you see up ahead?
Perhaps.
Okay.
It's like a magnifying glass.
Maybe.
Is there any spells on your spell list that require a crystal ball as a component?
Not that I'm aware of, because I've never looked, and I assume not. Okay.
No.
So it's a moot point. Never mind. I'm just like petting it, I guess. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Salty, I like kind of like stumbles over, touches the crystal ball, and just
It's shiny, isn't it?
Hey,
so
Mistios.
smooth.
It's actually quite lovely. It's beautiful. It's only about that big. It's only like the size of a large grapefruit, small cantaloupe. You know, it's.
So, future reference for me with my arcane knowledge, do I know what I can apply this to?
You know of several spells, several things that do require crystal components. There are spells that you can learn with a crystal ball that would usually have to learn from a divination wizard.
Okay. After she's finished touching it, I'll put it away.
Okay.
Do we have any idea
not
if we're
finished
going to be
touching it
passing
yet.
these people on the left or the right side?
Crystal ball.
Because what now?
Do we have any idea if we're going to be passing these people on the left or the right-hand side of this road?
We will be passing them on the left side.
We are going to be on the left side? Okay. I don't suspect shit's going to go south, but Mistios, do you want to perhaps hang on the side of the horse on the left-hand side? Just in case we need some sneaky stabby?
How long until they're here?
I don't fucking know. Vestamon, how...
They're only,
They're
only like a couple hundred yards out now around the corner.
Are they galloping fast like they're
No,
going to-
they're just moseying along like we are. They're in no hurry.
yeah,
They're
they
only
can
we're,
if I need
we're
to.
moving north right now.
You're moving west right now along
West.
the coastline to the Dragonmere is to the south,
And
to your left.
when we left Ravenswood, we teleported
Way north.
way north.
Way
Okay,
north.
cool.
Yeah, it would have taken you almost a month to travel this far overland.
So there's pretty much no way that this is the army that was coming to attack Ravenswood.
Highly doubted.
We should be fine just to pass them quietly.
Yeah, and just nod to them and
We
but
should
be on
probably-
but be
If-
aware.
How about this? I'm gonna like speed up towards like the other carriage.
Well,
And I'm just gonna get on with that one. Just like, hey, the other driver, we saw some people coming this way. I'm just going to sit next to you for safety.
Are we heading the same direction or opposite direction?
Opposite direction.
Opposite directions. They're coming towards you on the same road. They're just up
Okay.
over the next rise.
Alright.
shit. I
And
was
then
going to.
Maybe tell them that perhaps bandits are on the way and we're concerned.
there's a slight chance that we have bandits. So I will sit up here with you. So that way nothing gets hurt and no spices are lost.
I'm going to.
Thank you kindly, mister.
Absolutely. Ivan, take the reins. And
I'm
I'm going to
going-
just hop over.
Using my superior D&D paranoia, I'm going to grab some sort of cloth or just lay down flat, bury myself under a couple of things so I have the element of surprise. I'm going to put my hand on my gun with like peering over the edge of the.
Oh, so you're gonna bury yourself underneath some of the canvases in the back of the wagon?
Yeah,
Okay,
and if if anything ever happens, I'll have the element of surprise
duly noted.
against this thing that's probably nothing.
I'm just gonna pull my hood up in a fucking shy version of trying to hide that I'm a fucking dragon.
I'll climb
Okay.
back on my horse
I'm a fucking
and
dragon.
cast invisibility on myself. So it is like the horse, since I fell off, they tied the horse to the back of the wagon, so I just want to, so I got some kind of advantage up on the
We
horse.
didn't do that.
Vestamon, we left that horse down in the.
No, we didn't. He's right
it
here.
kept moving forward
No,
after the clothesline.
this horse is part of this group. He's
Then
following
where's
the
your horse,
wagons.
Vestamon? And I
He
waved
followed
it
the
up.
wagons, and I get back on him.
There's no.
He's not a stupid horse. He's stupider than a pig, but he's okay. You know,
This is a horse you don't even know.
he
Okay.
followed us. He followed along, clippity clop. Here he is. I'm on him.
Why don't we take a look-see?
I'm
Where is the
looking
horse?
over the back. Is this horse there, or did it meander off?
He's still moving along, but he's not really paying attention. He's fallen behind. He's unguided now, but he's still in a.
I whistled to him. Yeah, come on.
Make an animal handling check.
I want to get my bird to go grab the reins and bring him on up here. Okay?
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, that's a 1.
I won.
So, and you're as you're like the horse falling behind. See, you're kind of in the middle of the road too. The horse is like, you're like, come here, get over here, boy. He stops and starts eating some of the grass. He starts.
Okay, then
clumping
I'm
all
gonna
the
walk
grass
to this fucker. I'm gonna walk to this horse and get on him because I'm not leaving him here. I'm gonna walk to this dumbass animal and I'm gonna get on him.
He's not dumb. I'm gonna walk through this dumbass animal.
You know, it's like I got pigs smarter than you bastard.
And now Vestamon's a pig keeper.
We found out what Vestamon's actual thing was.
I'm not leaving this horse here.
He was the
So-
high wizard
I
of
promised,
pigs.
goes-
I
goes-
promised El Castor that I'd send him back, so you know.
Okay.
So I walk back to him and I
And
climb
so-
up on him.
So and Vestamon walks over. Hey, dumb beast, and grabs the reins. And the horse begrudgingly, he's like, like looks at you and looks back at the grass. It's like, and he trots off behind you, and you're able to get back up on him by making your way, catching up with the rest of the group.
Hey, say hi to Buttouchies.
But
Hi,
what's
Buttouchies.
up, man? I love that guy.
He's a good dude.
Brother.
He makes my my man bits do funny things.
It makes my butt wiggle.
He does make my butt wiggle. Like
Yeah.
I go home and I think about Buttouchius and I'm
It's
just,
just like.
So anyway, so again, after about another, it only takes about 10-15 minutes before you see the other, like you make your way up to the rise in the land, and you see down the roadway this other like small caravan, a couple of one covered wagon, 2 uncovered wagons, bright colors everywhere, and as you approach, they get closer and closer, the green grass sloping off the hillside down to the sea below to your left. The sounds of lutes, guitars, and what appears to be very merry off-key singing.
Do I recognize
Any
the singing?
tambourines?
There's something akin to percussion. Yeah.
does the music ensemble remind us of what we heard in the prison at Ravenswood? The shitbag bard and his group out there playing music. It was actually really good. But
You can't admit that.
Still very, very folksy in the same nature, but not nearly as polished as what you heard outside the prisons. at
thank
Ravenswood.
God for that. I almost shit my pants. Or my armor. Whatever it was.
As you draw closer, though, you notice that all of the individuals on board on the wagons and walking beside, all fur covered. It looks to be a band of tabaxi.
Oh.
We've seen these before.
I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark.
I'm gonna start pulling out my catnip and eye them without even just like saying anything.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my
Way the
can
fuck
and whip
back here.
ass. Get ready.
I'm gonna yell at them. Hey, you're great.
You're what?
You're great.
Great.
Because
Yeah.
they're playing music.
Boy, do you have a can ear.
Meanwhile, they're saying meow 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 meow.
That
Copyright!
that will have them attack us.
Well, thank you, lady. Perhaps you could spare a few coins.
Yeah, Dan, it's one of these.
Jit has
For
coins.
coins for songs.
You happen to sell skooma.
Oh,
Coin. Yeah. I'm gonna pull out a couple copper coins and toss it over.
I just realized we don't have any music in here tonight.
we do.
It's not going right now.
It's really quiet.
No, it's not
No,
going at
it's
all.
just not playing.
Well, keep going. I'll fix it.
Okay.
I'll ride over with my horse and hand him a couple of copper also. I'm not giving any gold or silver, any.
A drive-by
Dang,
tipping.
You know,
I'm gonna.
that's okay. If it falls on the ground, they'll jump down and get it. I guarantee you. Same way you did when you were dancing naked in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Entertainers are entertainers. They'll jump around for that money.
3 days, feeding the corn. What was his fucking name? Sky something.
Don't worry. Let's just get past these people and keep going.
I'm not trying to slow us down. Like we're moving. If I can find it in time, I'll try for something silly. But we will see. Nope, that's where it says one shot. That's way too far back.
Do we know these?
I look back at them and I go, "Are you with Star Cloud?"
Okay. Yes. No, we don't know. We don't know a star cloud.
You ever been to Chult? Again, not just kind of making way.
Have you ever been to Joe? No. I have relatives all over the world, but not a cousin that I know in Schult.
That's some
Travel,
debauchery we
would
met.
you? It's nearly midday. Would you care for some lunch and a song?
No, we need to keep moving.
We're making our way into Suzail at the moment. How is it in there?
It is a very, very dark place right now. To the south, Nathrin and their hordes, they did not winter well. And to the north, Nethiro, something comes down through the mountains.
Something dangerous, perhaps?
They speak. You speak my language. Perhaps we hear tales of a city in the sky where great evil lashes out at the lands. Refugees from the kingdom of Netheril have been overflowing into Cormir, and
what kind of refugees? Are they of magical persuasion or just victims of whatever's coming down?
Creatures from all walks of life. Human, elf, furball, gnome, as people such as myself too, all fleeing before a great terror is the princess of Netheril is said to have aligned with the creatures from the City of Clouds.
Do you personally believe that the City of Clouds is a city that currently exists?
I have not seen it with my own eyes, but the tales from the refugees are terrifying.
And these refugees come from the City of Clouds.
They come from Netheril, where they say a city sits in the sky, and dark winged things
Do you remember?
from this floating city.
We heard about the City of Clouds. It is where the Great Forge is.
Oh no. Are you talking about the city of giants?
Oh, yes.
The city among the clouds. Yes. It's high in the mountains.
But these two are not the same.
No. The city, the giant city, is to the west of Thar. It's some 300-400 miles from here.
And why is it that people are fleeing the city itself again?
The princes of Netheril have said to have become very, very cruel as of late. The princes have aligned themselves with the creatures from the city in the sky. A city that used to sit nestled between two mountain ranges.
Tell me, your band, are you people who spread song and story, or are you just musical performers?
Yes, we spread song and story. We collect the tales from others. Normally, we would like to collect tales of great valiant deeds. But it seems like in our travelings in the past months, the only tales we hear are those of suffering.
That's kind of becoming a regular thing, is it not?
There are too many troubles in the world.
Well, tell me, I'm collecting these stories, as it were, and there's one that's gotten me beat. And at this point, if I have to stop the wagons, I'll fucking kill them up.
Yeah. You're holding us up.
I heard somewhere that there's a ancient line of vampires that's amazingly powerful and to the point where they even called followers into following them. But for the life of me, I can't even think of an origin or anything. It's a very, very old story. It's the kind my father used to tell me to put me to bed when I was being bad. But I was hoping I could find more information on it. Do you happen to know that one?
Ancient vampiric bloodlines?
Aye.
That is not the kind of story that would normally earn us much coin.
Not even in certain horror circles? I know there's lots of people who like getting the shit scared out of them. I know one.
Sounds like the stories coming from the refugees fleeing before this floating city. It's rumored that this floating city, this city in the sky, was torn from the earth, from between its hills, from between the two mountain ranges it shared.
How does one get in or out of the city if it's floating?
That is a mystery. But there are some who say that they have been, and the things there are terrible. They say the whole city moves south very, very slowly, and it grows in the sky by the day.
That's weird as shit. But it's kind of
especially since nobody has been into or out of Midland in years.
Wait, the city in the sky? Midland?
It's rumored that it is a Midland.
Oh! That was Getty, that was not Ivan. Whoo! How long has Midland been floating? This is... What the fuck is that? This is news. This is news to me. My father's from Midland. Some time ago, but this was something... This is news.
Did your father get out?
I'm standing here. So yes, he did. Then
the tales that we have heard make him One of the fortunate ones.
So, question: you who collect Tale and Deed, do you happen to know of the group that's kept Midland safe from entities and dark worshippers? Very old group, and no longer around. I'm mostly wiped out, I'm afraid.
The ones who bear the same as the mark on your cloak.
You are correct. There's coin in it for you for good information. If you can tell me anything of note, any particular refugee that's interesting to you, anything that we can key on, that I can key on later, I'm very interested in what you have to say.
There is, if you are going to Suzail, there is a woman. Perhaps you can find her in the taverns. She said that she is... She deals in scrolls. And... she traffics in secrets.
I know one of those.